What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Harrison Graham here from the Chiefs Report with another episode for you guys. OTAs wrapped up for week 1 of OTAs. Of course, 2 more sessions to come next week and the week after before mandatory minicamp. So on today's show, we got some winners and losers to break down from the first week of OTAs. But first, I want you guys to share this video on Twitter. Here's a little explainer for how to do it. You click the share button there, then the Twitter icon. That will populate the Twitter app with the video that you're sharing, which is this one. Then if you tag me in the tweet at HGramNFL, it then fire off the tweet there, you are going to get retweeted on Twitter. And I'll tell you what, the first 10 people that do this, I will follow you back as well. I know that video kind of went quick, but just to recap it, click the share button, Twitter icon, post to Twitter. But before you actually send out the tweet, tag me at HGramNFL. If you do those things, I will give you a retweet, and I will follow the first 10 people that actually do so. Appreciate the love and support. All right, let's get to some OTAs winners and losers. Everybody's favorite Chiefs UDFA from last year, Justyn Ross. He's an OTA winner. Thought he did some good things out there. And the most important thing, and the reason he is my biggest winner, is he's healthy. Justyn Ross is out there running around catching passes from Patrick Mahomes, which is a very nice thing to see. Look, his freshman year at Clemson, I know it's been a while, but he looked like the next big thing. And then, little slight loss of production in play at Clemson. Then obviously major injuries, had the neck fusion. And if you remember last year, only 4 teams medically cleared him, according to reports, the Chiefs being one of those, which is why they signed him. Andy Reid, though, I think him pointing out Justyn Ross is significant. He says the foot looks good after the surgery from last year. He had another injury. Plus, Andy Reid added this. Patrick Mahomes, quote, has trust in him. I find that very interesting. Remember this time last year, they threw out the little nugget that Patrick Mahomes really likes Justin Watson, and we were like, Justin Watson, this is just a camp body. Well, he made the team, and he had a pretty big impact last year. Maybe Justyn Ross is that guy this year. We'll have to wait and see. Next up is the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he's always going to play well at OTAs. That's not really a reason, but this guy just understands what it means to be the face of a franchise. He talked to the media after Wednesday's practice and talked about the importance of being at OTAs. Because if we're being real, if he skipped OTAs, it wouldn't really matter. But he understands that it does matter to a certain extent. It says it's about building those relationships. We've had a lot of turnover on this team over the past couple of years. We're still a close-knit group, and I think that comes with almost everyone being here for OTAs. Building those relationships. Everyone is talented in this league, but I think if you find guys that are all on the same page on offense, defense, and special teams, that's what takes you to the next level. He just understands what it takes to be a championship quarterback. He also talked earlier in the week about, he was asked about, should I get a new contract? All these quarterbacks are making more money than you now. Do you want a pay raise? And he says, look, I care more about legacy than money at this point because I've made more than I'll ever need. Again, I told you guys that he still might get a pay raise at some point. That doesn't mean he's not going to. His agent's going to do his job, obviously, but Patrick Mahomes just gets it. He understands what it is to be a leader. If he skipped OTAs, it wouldn't be a big deal, but him being there, despite having 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, being a Hall of Famer, all that stuff. Kelsey's there, by the way. These guys just understand that building a championship team, it starts in April. It starts in May, and then it carries on into the season. Show Patrick Mahomes some love. Get the 15s trending in the comments below. Spam it multiple times if you are a big Patrick Mahomes fan. Let's go to the next winner here, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was pointed out by multiple people. Mahomes had a couple of nice comments about him, but also Andy Reid once again here saying he came back in good shape and is working hard. He looks great, quick, and strong. I'm happy for him. And look, I am too. I've been critical of CEH, and he hasn't lived up to expectations, and injuries have been a bit of a problem. Certainly as a first-round pick, it's been a bit underwhelming, but I'm pulling for the guy. I hope it works out. Pete Sweeney had this tweet as well, kind of recapping what Reid said there. But also, he's performing. He caught a touchdown down the left sideline during 7-on-7s. Travis Kelce was hyped up about that. Looks like CEH is stepping up. And remember, Isaiah Pacheco is sidelined. So this is an opportunity for CEH to be like, hey, I'm still here. Even if I'm not the starter, I can contribute for this team. And I like that he's catching touchdowns. When he came out of LSU, That's why I thought he would be a lethal piece in this offense. I thought he was going to be a guy that would catch 50, 75 passes a year, and they just haven't utilized him in that way. Maybe this year he becomes more of like a third down back that catches the football. Who knows? Obviously, they still have Jarrett McKinnon, but maybe he has a more bigger role in the passing game moving forward. Will CEH be here come week 1? Because I'm still not convinced. Maybe they're trying to hype him up to, give him a little bit of trade value here. Type Y for yes, type in for no. If he is, hopefully he has a role, and hopefully he plays well. One more here before we get to some losers. Matt Bushman, who, if you remember, was a preseason legend last year for the Chiefs. I think he had 2 touchdowns in the final preseason game, but suffered an injury, so he missed all of last year on IR, I believe. But he led the team in catches, according to reporters, with boots on the grounds in practice on Wednesday. Had over 5 catches in the practice, caught some from Mahomes, Bushell, and Blaine Gabbert as well. And it's interesting because you look at the depth chart, he's obviously a little buried, right? I mean, he's tied in 5. Kelsey, Noah Gray, Fortson, Blake Bell. Maybe he could unseat someone like Blake Bell. But the Chiefs could also carry 5 tight ends, and here's why. Kansas City always carries a fullback. Well, they don't have a fullback on the roster right now. They didn't re-sign their fullback from last season, and Andy Reid said that they could go heavier at tight end and utilize tight ends at fullback. They already said Noah Gray is someone who could do some of that. So Matt Bushman could sneak onto this team if he keeps impressing as a 5th tight end, maybe a fullback hybrid role there. So keep an eye on him. He had a big preseason a year ago, has a few months to prove himself on this Chiefs team. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Nonstop Chiefs news, rumors, coverage all year long. We have 2 more OTA sessions to break down over the next couple of weeks. We'll have news and notes from that, plus winners and losers at the end of each week, plus mandatory minicamp, plenty of football content there. Then, of course, training camp after that. So lots coming up here during the offseason. Subscribe. It's free. We don't want you to miss a thing. Okay, let's get to some OTAs losers. Look, this time of year, it's more positive than negative stuff, so keep that in mind. The guys in the losers category, it's not because they're underperforming by any means. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, mostly just because he's missing out on reps that could be valuable for a rookie. He's still banged up, had that thumb surgery, so he's not able to full go. He was out there, but kind of just doing stuff out to the side. He's not able to do team drills yet, so bit of a bummer. I don't think it's catastrophic to his rookie campaign to miss out on drills in May, but all rookies should want and try to take advantage of every rep they get, and obviously he's unable to do so right now, so that puts him at a slight disadvantage early on in his career. Next up is Lucas Niang. Again, not necessarily any shortcoming on his part, but ever since the Donovan Smith signing, it's kind of been trending to, okay, Niang's not going to be a starter for this team, and I think that evidence continues to pile up. Smith met with the media and kind of talked about how he played through too many injuries last year, which probably led to his struggles, which we've talked about here before. But he says he's 100% ready to go now, and if that's the case and Smith gets back to starting level play, then there's just not a starting role for Niang on this team. I mean, Juwan Taylor's obviously going to start with his $80 million contract. If Smith plays at an adequate level at left tackle, he's going to start. So that kind of keeps Lucas Niang on the outside looking in, which obviously for him as a former third-round pick and a guy who started a little bit in 2021 is not exactly ideal. Now, what is your confidence level in Donovan Smith at left tackle? Scale of 1 to 100. I'll go like 65, 70 right now. I mean, he struggled last year. Now, I do think the foot injury was a part of that, but he's getting older, coming off a foot. That's something to monitor. If he can give me 85 to 90% of Orlando Brown's play, which, quite frankly, wasn't that great last year, I think we would take that, considering Juwan Taylor should be an upgrade at right tackle. Okay, a couple more corners here. We'll start with L'Jarius Sneed. Again, just absent. He was not there, but he also is eligible for a contract extension. We've talked about that. Will they pay him? Could he be a sneaky trade candidate at some point if Brett Veach doesn't have him budgeted in their future salary cap? But Mahomes did go out of his way and say, hey, L'Jarius Sneed should get paid. When he was asked about himself getting a pay raise. He mentioned Snead and Chris Jones, so I think that means something when the $500 million man is going out of his way and saying, hey, let's keep this guy around. That probably bodes well for Snead. So in that part of it, that would make him a winner. Hopefully he does get paid, but a little banged up. It was held out of OTAs this week, as was Trent McDuffie, the rookie corner from last year who played really well. He missed 5 games due to a hamstring problem, but when he played really well. Andy Reid reiterating there, though, that they were held out for precautionary reasons. So not anything, alarm bells or anything like that. It's OTAs. If you're even 90%, there's really no reason to push through it. So hopefully they're able to get back at least by mandatory minicamp next month. There you go. Some winners and losers from the first week of Chiefs OTAs. More coverage to come. We'll have videos the next few days throughout your Memorial holiday weekend. Enjoy the weekend coming up, by the way. My name is Harrison Graham. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.